All right, everyone, let's gather into the courtroom. All rise. The honorable is now in session.
Oh, I'm back on the bench.
Huh?
I'm back on the bench this week. Wow.
It's your courtroom, sir. Um, Actually, you know what? That's a good point to bring up, Justin. I do want to ask a question directly to you, just because I want to get your temperature on Washington and how you feel about them, as because I think you're in the minority of the show that you don't really rate them, and so I'm curious how you feel about beating them. Like, because if you don't rate them, then you would think the win isn't that good, but I don't think that's what you mean. So I was wondering if you could kind of just explain what you mean about how you feel about Washington, or am I completely
Oh,
wrong?
Washington is mid, bro. They've always been mid. I never understood. There's been always a case for a team of regression, even though I know what you're getting at by how you're phrasing it. But we know where I stand when it comes to this Cowboys team. I just want to get the 10 wins, no matter how it comes. So it doesn't matter if I think Washington is mid or if like this is some sort of measuring stick. I'm just glad to see the offense go out there and do what it did. First time, I guess not all the way healthy since BB's still out, but we only really saw it for 2 games before CD Lamb fell to the ground in Chicago. And now it looks like it's clicking because the chemistry wasn't always there with Pickens until these last couple of weeks. So I feel like this is what we've been dreaming and wishing for this entire season when the acquisition was made. So even though it is a stinky Washington team, I still think we're in business.
Okay, would the rest of the show agree though that they're closer to Philly and Green Bay than they are to New York and Carolina?
Who, Washington?
Yeah. Like if you had to put them in a box or category, you would say, yeah. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So I think we can all say it was a good win. I just kind of wanted clarification, just based on how we come in from last week. All right, so all right, let's get into it. Rudy, the defense, are you ready for some heaters?
Bring it.
All right. The game was decided when the inactives were announced prior to the game. Defense,
no scary Terry.
No scary Terry. No other guy.
No
Debo Samuel.
Yeah. No Debo and
no Noah Brown. For some reason, that guy is all.
And then an
no disrespect.
Concussion dude who decides to slip on almost every play. Yeah. I think that was fair-ish.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Is we've been lit up by less. So I don't want to completely say the inactives told the story, but no scary Terry, no Debo absolutely makes it an easier game to play.
Okay. Well, it sounds like we're in agreement. I'm a little surprised. Justin, you are the judge, by the way. I don't know if you got a little confused.
Oh, I know, but okay. Rudy, it sounds like you're talking out of two sides of your mouth to me.
Okay. Well, I'm a reasonable man. You know, as a judge, you should realize what it's like to see both sides. Maybe we should switch seats.
Well, but I do want to know what your argument is because I seem like you're towing the line to me.
Okay, well then I'll say no. The inactives did not tell a story because we've been lit up by DJ and Roma Dunze before, and they ain't that good. We've been lit up by Tet McMillan. And he ain't there yet. So no, I don't. And you could whatever receiver was going off for the Giants. Neighbors was there at that time, but still a bunch of no names as well. So just missing a receiver or two wasn't the full story.
Hey, that's fair enough for me, especially considering that media was still yapping, even though we knew Terry McLaurin was not going to ever play. And let's be honest. Debo a shell of himself since 2020 or 2021. So what does he count? And then to Ian's point, Noah Brown. Yeah, all right. So I full agree with both sides in the sense that, can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't yap as the media talking about, well, it doesn't matter who Washington trots out there. They're still going to light it up. Jaden Daniels, what's his name? What's his real name? Bill Krosky, Merrick,
back.
Yeah. Can't say that they're going to light up the scoreboard and then cry wolf when obviously the players that we knew weren't going to play don't play, and still saying that they're going to light it up and they don't light it up.
Well said. I kind of, even though I kind of threw that one as a softball, but the defense kind of whiffed on a couple of those pitches that I threw at him. But nevertheless, I think Justin summed it up really well there. Okay, so the next statement. In the first half, the Cowboys played with their food. For example, I think the defense got 4 stops in a row when the score was 10-8, and the offense was only able to score on 2 of those possessions, ensuing possessions. So it went from 10-8 to 20-8, and Washington was still kind of hanging around. So yeah, in the first half, Cowboys were dictating the game with the way they were playing, but they kind of played with the food a little bit, let Washington hang around.
I would disagree. I think Washington looked better in the first half than they did in the second half. I think, we talked about Bill. His only good runs were in the first half. Eberflus made some adjustments where I was watching a little Broadus and Botch tape, and they were showing some of the defensive run schemes that we had in place to eventually shut down that run game. I don't think we were playing with our food. I think that I think we just weren't exactly – the way we played in the second half was completely prepared. The first half, I think it was just kind of foolishness and a little laziness. And then as far as the offense, I mean, we scored more points in the first half than the second half, so I don't think you can say that at all.
Rudy, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you have that same sentiment if they don't score in 30 seconds or whatever in the second half or before the first half ends?
Well, let me say this too, Rudy. It kind of makes it sound like the way you phrased it, that the Cowboys were dictating the game. You said that they were acting, the defense, I think is what you said, were acting foolishness and lazy. I mean, isn't that just saying the Cowboys are playing with their food in so many terms?
Well, I think,
and you said the offense scored as like more in the first half.
Playing with your food is how the second half went, because we knew we were up, and so offensively, again, we did less in the second half. I think that's playing with your food. You're just killing the clock. And that's what we did in that fourth quarter. The fourth quarter, did we even play football? I mean, we were just running the clock out. But that's okay. Whether you had to or not, that's playing with your food.
All right.
The first half is when you had the long plays to CeeDee Lamb. You're hitting Pickens deep. I don't think that you can say, when you look at those two halves, the one where you only played one quarter of the second half, that's the one you played with food.
But playing with your food kind of implies that your food can come back and bite you. I mean, in the second half, the game was over. I wouldn't say that's an appropriate time to use that phrase. In the first half, I think it's more appropriate to say, like I said, we kind of had control of the game with those 4 possession stops, and we never really put the sword on them. I guess that's another way of me kind of phrasing it, is we never chopped their head off until, like Justin did mention, right before halftime.
Yeah, but at least you did some chopping in the first half. The second half, did we chop at all?
Well, Rudy, do you remember when there was like maybe a 3-series sequence where I think one of them ended because Dak got like 2 balls batted down, and then they just went back and forth and did nothing punting the ball, where you could have, I think it was 17-8 the entire time. You could have really blown open the game.
Well, that's what I was saying. The Cowboys defense got 4 stops in a row.
Can Daron Payne make a play? And can we say the opposition gets paid too?
Well, considering that if we review the tape from last week in regards to, anything the defense gives you is gravy, I think you're kind of throwing that Salisbury steak out the window if you don't take advantage of that said gravy.
Well, no one's saying we're perfect here. But, I have to say that the fourth quarter, we didn't even play the game. So, that has to be the half where you played with your food. The first half, you're right, but Sanders still made a play where he knocked the ball out of CeeDee's hands on a third down, I believe it was. I mean, it's not like we were fucking up that much. The other team just made some plays, too.
All right, Judge.
You can look at Schoon for being an idiot, but I don't know if that's classified as playing with your food. Again, just a horrible matchup right there.
Judge, we need a ruling so we can move on.
I hate to say it, Rudy, but I'm going to have to side with Ian on this one because, You go up 17-8, and I think you get the ball 3 more times before Washington even scores, and you could have really ended the game right there. And I think that's all what he's alluding to in a sense of playing with your food, because you could have knocked them out right there. I mean, obviously it doesn't matter, but
Yeah, thank you, Justin. I think that's a perfect way of summarizing it. This man
I
getting
don't think
confused.
you hated to say that, if we're being honest.
no, bro. I think if you, by definition, you got too caught up on the whole grand scheme of things of what happened in the second half, when in his statement it was singularly the first half.
Okay, I just have one quick question. And your ruling's your ruling. That's fine. I don't need to overturn anything here. But doesn't giving the ball to Jadon Blue more constitute as playing with your food, whereas instead of just feeding your bell cow? Jadon Blue got a lot of carries in that second half, where the first half we stuck with our good
We're not talking
running back.
about the second half. We're talking about the first half.
Well, but what I'm saying is, if we're looking at one half of playing with your food, I think the one where you gave it to your backup
not to be a technical judge, but the argument that the prosecution was trying to make was in the first half. We ain't talking about the second half.
Oh, all right.
The man is clearly beaten. Let's move on.
I'll take
All
that.
right. Okay, so kind of in lines of what we just talked about, and Justin did kind of bring it up, but when Washington did threaten, still in the first half, with the touchdown that changed the score from 20-8 to 20-15. Wait, is that right? Yeah. Sorry guys. The Cowboys slammed the door shut and practically ended the game with their 45-second touchdown drive.
That made it, 27-15?
Yeah. I mean, basically what I'm saying is the game was virtually over right when the Cowboys scored right before half. True or false? Or agree or disagree?
No, I would disagree. That's too much game to play around with. And that goes for almost any team, any matchup. Just 2 scores. I don't think it was shut at all, if we're being honest. We, like y'all mentioned earlier, there were multiple drives that were stalled, whether it be a tipped pass. I mentioned the Sanderstill stop. We had to settle for a 61-yard field goal at one point. No, I would not say that we demonstrated anything to say that it's over outside of, the long pass to CD and, that 45-second touchdown, but that's it.
Okay, let me just counter real quickly. I know there's 30 minutes left to play in the game. I know that. But, I mean, going into halftime, we saw this, right? Did you not feel like, all right, that's kind of like the door shut in Washington. I don't see how they're going to just keep coming back.
Well, if you look at the first half of what Washington did,
Rudy, we're going to halftime. You just saw what happened. You just saw the 45-second drive. Think back to Sunday. And you saw that. And what's your first instinct going into halftime when the Cowboys scored?
I'm emotional. I'm a fan, so I enjoyed it. I loved it. But
so
that doesn't.
But you, in the back of your mind, you're still worried.
Impartial here, Justin. You've talked about the linebackers in the past. How did Washington score their first touchdown? I mean, massive miscue right there at the goal line. Who's to say that doesn't happen again? Our linebackers are not sound in everything they do. I don't think there's any indication when you look at our defense to say that we're shutting this shit down at all. I really don't think so.
Are y'all ready for a ruling, or are arguments still considered?
I think I've said all I could say. So, yeah, ready for a ruling.
I'm going to go with Rudy on this one. Considering that I think the game, not because of the injury, but I think the game ended when you turned over Washington on the sack. Because I don't think it necessarily ended just given, like Rudy said, how horrible the defense is. And, well, hold on. And considering that Washington got a chance to open the half up with the ball. So, and I think they, moved the ball to, like, midfield? Or to your territory, so to speak. So, I would say, I would think more so it kind of ended on the Shamar James sack, more or less. Not because of the injury, but just because, yes, on top of all that, I think the defense, I think you could argue, how about this, Ian?
Yes.
I think you could have made the argument that the Washington offense, or defense was going to quit. I don't think that the Washington offense was going to quit just yet. off of that 45 seconds.
Okay. Fair enough, but I mean, let me just get one more shot in. Bro, they had 7 possessions the first half. They scored on 2 of them. They were stopped out of the other 5. I mean,
well, like I said, you could have talked yourself into some confidence of, oh well, we were able to
because
last time we touched the ball, we scored. That's not necessarily our fault.
Chosen was going to get loose for 300 yards all of a sudden in the second half. Please. All right.
I'm not saying that it was sound logic. I'm just saying that like you could make the argument, and I think
fair enough. I'll take the L. Let's move on. Okay, so Justin did bring up the turnover, but okay, let me just say this about it, and I kind of do agree with what Justin's saying about the turnover part, but I kind of think the Cowboys made Jaden Daniels stay on the sideline after that turnover by scoring a touchdown. Because I kind of thought if there was any hope, Jaden Daniels might have came back in. But once the Cowboys scored that touchdown, then it was game over. Wrap.
That's not the Dan Quinn MO. If Jaden was able to come back in, he comes back in.
Okay.
The Dan Quinn MO?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Defensive coaches are like, ram your head into a wall. I don't care. You're not hurt. This ain't Sean Payton. Well, Sean Payton would have bounty gated it, but this ain't new age offensive coordinator turned head coach that cares about QBs that much. This is Dan Quinn, bud.
Boy, all right.
Judge, look, I don't believe if Jaden Daniels was able to play, that he would have been sat for that game.
It is the score. What is it? 34-15, and they just turned the ball over. So they are now 2 for 8 on possessions. And you're telling me Jaden Daniels
just out of the half, correct?
Jaden Daniels with 23 minutes left to play is going to come in down 30 or whatever. I don't know, 20. Can't move the ball, but fair enough. Justin.
It was the beginning of the second half, right?
There's 7:44 left in the game when the Cowboys scored and made it 34-15.
No, I'm not accepting that.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna have to put an injunction on this one. Is that the correct term?
You're the judge. You tell me.
I would like to see what happens on Monday night before I make a ruling.
What do you mean? I guess I don't understand. What do you mean? What
if he plays Monday night, then I might be more inclined to your argument. But if he doesn't play, I might be more inclined to
7 days is the same thing as like 2 drives. What are we?
Let's just say he came out of the tent with the thumbs up, and everyone's like, "All right, he's getting ready." Then all of a sudden, he goes back to the locker room. And they're like, he stayed back there. I know I may be writing fanfic here, but I mean, come on. I definitely thought he was kind of.
We're writing fanfic. What are we doing here? What are we?
I think he's legitimately hurt. I think he's legitimately hurt, but I would like to see more evidence. AKA, you get the longest rest period. Well, the second longest rest period that you can get in the season, by them playing on Monday night. So let's see if he plays. If he plays, well, maybe. If not, then he's probably. If he's out for a couple of weeks, then Ian's theory is completely hodgepodge.
I don't think we gotta wait, but I see it. I think that's a sound ruling from the judge. So cool. All right, let's get to the takeaways from the game. Okay, so my announcement last week that the Cowboys defense will never get to average by November was not only premature, but immature and emotional.
Repeat that one more time.
I said my announcement last week, so in last week's episode, I said that the Cowboys defense will never get to average by November, which is something I had at the beginning of the season. So not only was that announcement from me last week premature, it was also immature and too emotional. Rudy would say. Does the defense have hope, I guess?
I would say it's premature to see one game where half it was played against a backup. Now you completely change your mind on 5 weeks of evidence.
So you're saying I am actually more immature now with this statement than I was last week.
Yes.
I'm with Rudy on this one. I couldn't even hold it together when you read your statement.
Okay, so you guys think the defense still ass?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And they won't be good by November.
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, like I said, let's see you do it 3 times, buddy.
All All right. I swear we watched a different game, but nevertheless, maybe I
What
just
if
don't like the
what if I
moves.
told you that that's just Jaden Daniels?
Mm, boy, he's better than well, I guess what's his face? Who's a Carolina Panther quarterback?
Bryce
But
Young.
he's better than Bryce
He
Young, but
didn't do
Bryce Young
nothing,
didn't do
bro. It
nothing.
was all
He didn't do
Rico.
nothing. So yeah, you're right. You're right. Whatever. All right. Let's see here. What does this say? It's important that Diggs and the brass kiss and make up for the season, and that the brass doesn't go all Michael Parsons on him. Rudy.
Ooh. I mean, I haven't seen much evidence of him playing well this entire season. I'd like to see it before I get definitive on you, but it's been
Let
quite
me.
a disappointment.
Okay, let me ask you this way: Trayvon Diggs still has like a role here in the Cowboys and can be an important key in the second half of the season.
I think he has a role.
Okay.
I think our importance, our views are slightly different. I might see it a little less, but no, he has a role. Let's not pretend this secondary is, we're not the Legion of Boom right now. Like he still has a role to play here.
Yeah. There's no need to kick the man to the curb, considering that who is man, I should know his name, but who's 25?
Oh, Bridges or Bridge?
Yeah, the
Bridges?
other dude that we pulled off the practice squad with Wheezy. Uh but yeah, considering that we tried that man out there, I don't know. I don't think we could just throw away, NFL starting caliber corners. Say what you want if you think he's cooked or not, but he can still start in this league, and it's not like we have a luxury here in the defensive backfield. Hold on. Especially since you know who was actually active today or Sunday.
Kyrie Elam?
No. But this is also just
Carson?
his foul.
He
Yeah,
didn't
and
even
he didn't
Oh.
even play.
I didn't even see him. Okay, yeah, he didn't. I was gonna say I don't remember him out there at all.
Yeah, so you want to trot out Elam and Carson and maybe Revel just because feelings got hurt? Sorry. I don't care if the story's BS. He's going to have to play.
All right. Just as a quick aside, you guys, Justin, you said don't take it personal, but the people up top kind of do take things personal. If we look at the Michael Parsons thing,
My only hope is that Jerry was quick to go to bat for Diggs on multiple occasions on Friday and Sunday. So
That's because the contract's already been paid. If it's pre-contract, that's when he's.
It's not. I don't think they're gonna get. We're just talking about this year. Like, if I understand the argument.
yeah.
Were you saying going forward again, or were you just saying this season?
No, I'm just talking about this season. Like, I want that guy. I want Diggs back out on the field as soon as possible. And like I said, they need to kiss and make up or whatever is going on behind the scenes, bro. And not just the front office brass. I'm also talking about coaches or whatever. Eberflus, bro. Whatever is going on with you guys, because we do need a guy like Diggs on the field and not Elam and Bridges. Was that his name? No disrespect, but.
Well, I know Diggs feels more comfortable in man anyway, and this was the first game we decided to start playing it a lot more, so that should only benefit him more on the field.
All right. I do have something about next week, but does anybody want to talk trades real fast? Anybody have a trade statement?
Oh, about.
Yeah, I guess recently the Max Crosby rumors come out for a first for the Cowboys to get him.
Well, I mean, words come out from the Raiders camp that they have no interest in moving him, and from the Max Crosby camp that he didn't want to be moved. That could all just be posturing, could be some media stuff, could be raising his price tag. But at this point, it doesn't seem like there's going to be movement in that direction.
I'll believe it when I see it. I don't think anything will come of that. That's just Cowboys had a good game. Let's throw some in the media water.
Yeah, maybe we can get into it more next week, depending on how the game goes. But the trade deadline will be coming up in about, I guess, 2 weeks or so. With that being said, let's look ahead to Denver. And I think this game in Denver is probably the second biggest test for these Cowboys behind the Green Bay game. Mainly because Denver's defense is probably the best that we've seen. And when we play in Denver, weird things happen. So, big test for the Cowboys coming up.
I think honestly, I thought more of Denver before the season started than what I've
Okay.
seen recently. To have as tight of a game with the Giants as they had, and mind you, we did too. So I'm not going to be all high and mighty, but I expected a lot more of them. Even though I wasn't high on Bo Nix, I just thought it was a more complete roster. That being said, let me look at the schedule real quick because I don't know. The Eagles and Green Bay come to mind, and then
So I have the games right here. So I would say the Packers game on Sunday night, when I guess we were 0-2, was a huge game. Then of course I think the Denver game is probably the second biggest. Philly, I mean that was just week 1. Washington, Giants, Carolina, Jets. Those are the opponents the Cowboys have played.
And you're saying the biggest test so far?
I'm saying second biggest behind Green Bay, considering the context of that when that game took place.
I would put Philly above them because I think Philly is a more complete run game, and
Okay.
we've seen our run defense not be too great. Yeah, I'd put Philly above the Broncos as far as tests go.
Yeah, I think I agree with. Well, do you put any stock into it just being the first game of the season, Rudy?
That's why I have Philly lower, Rudy.
No,
that's,
I think
that's my main
matchup
reason
wise
too.
I think Philly's receivers are better. I think if Dak doesn't get spit on, we have a tougher test up the middle as well. So no, I mean I think there are multiple areas where Philly is a tougher test than Denver.
Can I also just throw a counterpoint to you, Rudy? Is that kind of like how we were going against Washington. I mean, Dak's record against the East is just almost flawless. So that's why, in a way, I didn't think the Philly game was as tough. But we're arguing over split hairs here. So,
And might I ask both of y'all this? Does it change the fact that they haven't beaten the Broncos in our lifetime?
yeah. Also, Rudy, to your point, I don't rate Bo Nix at all either. And then they could be 3-4, or they could be have a losing record, and going into this game would still be a big test to me, just because we just can't win in Denver. It's kind of like if we were playing Arizona in Arizona, I would be kind of saying the same thing.
I get what y'all are saying about the division matchup. That can play into every single matchup we come across with the Giants, the Eagles, and Washington. But I just think the roster on paper is better. I think I just think the Broncos have more holes than I thought they had, man. And outside of Philly having a bad OC where they're just running a bunch of stops against us, they should have had a bigger day against our corners, especially the way the Giants were torching us. Philly could have done that too, but they hated A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith at that moment. I don't see Cortland Sutton and Troy Franklin doing that to us. And again, Saquon, just one-on-one. You're in the hole. You got to tackle him. He's tougher to tackle than any Bronco back. So I just, and the other dude. But I would say, the tougher matchup is Philly.
I hear your argument, Rudy, and I'm just going to have to lean towards Ian. Just hear me out on this ruling. I think it's not because of comparing two teams to each other, which you could poo-poo what I'm about to say. It's the fact of the landscape of the season. I think this is kind of like the fork in the road. You're 3-1, right? You're technically a game and a half back of Philly. You have an opportunity here. You beat Denver. You get even more momentum. Then you get to play the Cardinals with, I would presume, no Kyler Murray. And then you go, and at home too. You go into the bye, and then out of the bye, you get to play Las Vegas. So you have a lot of opportunity right here if you seize this game to make up some ground and make this matchup with Philly right before Thanksgiving really, really means something, in my opinion.
I completely get what you're saying. Let me ask you this. This exact same scenario, but instead of playing the Broncos, we're playing the Lions. So it's not. I think the test is the fork in the road situation, as you mentioned. It's not that you think the Broncos are that good. I think you could replace them with the Chiefs that we're going to play later in the year, the Lions, the Chargers. I think you have the moment higher, of course. I
How
mean, than the season opener, but it's not your opposition that's your test. It's just what you're saying. It's just the moment, right?
are you as confident of them beating KC or Detroit as you are of them beating the Denver?
No.
Well,
That's why I'm saying Denver's not the second biggest test because I don't think that they are. I think what I'm saying is I think that the moment is why you're placing such a high value on it. But if there were other opponents, I think we would all agree that's a bigger test. So it's not
well,
to me. It's not the Broncos that elevate it. It's just the moment itself.
I still think the fork in the road is dependent on the opponent, though, because like if it's I don't I'm, like let's just say it was the Dolphins per se. I don't think we're still like saying that per saying oh this is or my argument because I think my argument's a little bit different than Ian's. But my argument still isn't the same if it's like the Dolphins as opposed to Denver. Like Denver's still may it be the stinky AFC. They're a talented team that could probably beat most teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
And you're in a situation where you're in the driver's seat to really define your season despite all the negative PR that's been going on since you kicked off the ball in Philly. And if you get this win and the defense plays not like a rat, oh my gosh, can you imagine what the momentum would be going like into the bye? And on top of that, not to sound like a joke, not to say like my last name, not to steal his line, but not to say that I am part of the family that owns the team, but you got troops on the way with all these people's practice window just opened up. So you're telling me if you could get to 5-3-1 by the bye, that you're not rubbing your hands together saying, shit, we have Las Vegas, so that's 6, and we're having Philly at home 6-3-1, and Philly could win out from there.
Justin,
and you're like,
well, hang on, Rudy. Before you get
Obviously,
into it, let me just throw this in here. Just because, Justin, we strayed a little bit from my argument, but I like what you're saying, so I'm cool with it because I also kind of agree that it's not just big for this season, but I also think it's big for the Schottenheimer, the coach, because we have not been above 500 this season, and we keep butting our heads against that ceiling of trying to get over 500 against Carolina earlier. So if we could do this, I think that not even like a season changing moment, like fork in the road, like you mentioned, but it'd be big for Schottenheimer too. All right, Rudy, sorry.
Yeah. Here's the thing: is Denver? I don't hold them in that high regard. So again, I'm gonna go back to Ian's initial argument. The biggest test. Denver has had a one possession game with the Jets, with the Titans, and with the Giants. They did make that great 18-point comeback against the Eagles. But I'd argue that's a team we should beat too. They're not a bigger test than Philadelphia in my mind. If you want to say the biggest test, just hold on to your lead late in the game, because that's what the Giants and Philly struggled and Philadelphia struggled with. But this is a team that has not put out. They don't know how to put out an opponent when they should. Titans are within reach. Jets are within reach. Giants, I just don't see them as that deadly of a threat. I think Philly is an offensive coordinator away from being as deadly as they were last year, man. So, no, I can't put them at our second biggest test this season.
Rudy, do you think they are a good opponent, though? Like a good football team? Denver?
Sure. Yeah, no, look, I'm not... me saying they're not the second biggest test does not reflect their skill or their talent. It, to me, just reflects the opposition, the other opposition we've played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you just put them like right behind Philly? Then you would say it's the third biggest test, or would you put Washington? Or
No,
maybe.
I'd put the Broncos before Washington.
Okay, cool, cool. All right, then, fellas, let's get out of the stuffy courtroom and get into a puffy garage next. All right, fellas, we're gonna do a division puff and pass, and starting with the AFC East division, puff or pass the Patriots as the division winner for the AFC East. I think I'm puffing after we talked about everything we talked about these last two episodes. Rudy, I'm surprised you're so quickly to puff or pass on that, but I'm definitely puffing.
Yeah, I mean, I think people got a little ahead of themselves. When you look at this team, let's look at some of their wins and a loss.
The Bills,
if we should.
the second best team.
Hey, I'll give them that.
I think everyone
the
has.
Titans, the Saints, the Panthers, the Dolphins. Quick loss to the Raiders, Geno Smith and crew. This is a team with an easy schedule that sits at front of their division because they have yet to face a challenge. Now, to be fair, they have a pretty easy schedule. But I'm taking the Bills long term, bud. We're a month and a half into the season. Don't give me this Vrabel nonsense.
I trust in Vrabel, and out of all the young QB, you know how I feel about young QB in this league. I think I'll stand. I won't stand tall, but I'll hang out in the Drake May camp.
Well, may I say this?
No.
I just wanted to use that pun. Y'all go ahead.
Oh my goodness, you didn't even have anything for it. Well, two things, Rudy. I want to puff what you've been puffing with that last statement because that sounds, whatever it is, you're talking nonsense. But so that must be some good stuff. But also, they play who they play on the schedule, and I don't know what kind of schedule the Patriots have, but I'm sure they have a last place schedule, which may also be why you should puff on them winning the division because you can. We'll get into another team in the NFC West that has an easy ass schedule and is leading the division. But so,
and they already got the tiebreaker.
Exactly, too.
They play again.
They play again.
Was that in Foxborough?
No,
yes.
it was in.
It was better. Wow. Oh my word! Please, Ian. Roll another one up, please.
We talked about division matchups in the last segment, and then you completely forget about the shenanigans that occur when you play a division rival.
All right,
don't let Vrabel defend home turf. My word, he got the game plan and everything, and he got some and going for the kill. I bet you they play in December too. Let's see.
Do.
Patriots.
Wait, I think here. Let me pull
Bills.
it. I thought I saw December.
Yeah, December 14th. Ooh, we could be talking about the Pats locking up the division with that game.
Take a breath.
Okay.
Think about it. Do you want me to read the rest of their schedule?
Oh, it's atrocious. I'm looking at it too. It's atrocious.
Browns, Falcons, Tampa Bay, the Jets, the Bengals, the Giants, and Rudy, they finished the season with the Ravens, Jets, and Dolphins.
Dude, it's a horrible schedule. But here's my issue. Is you're not arguing for the Patriots, you're arguing against their opponents. I think that is a prime example of someone that while you're puffing, you don't even truly believe in. You're not even arguing for it.
Bro,
I
believe in the
opposition.
I believe in the defense, and I halfway believe in May.
All right, let's too much AFC East talk for my liking. Let's move on to the AFC South. Buff or pass the Colts as division winners. Rudy, your argument previously, I mean, you're talking about like the opponents, but I'm looking at the rest of the division here, and I'm just going to say, bro, they got, 2 games up on everybody? I mean, I'll puff that.
And the next comp is the Jags?
Is the Jags at 4-3?
That's out of context, by the way. You're automatically slated to play your division. The last place schedule is you're playing worse opponents out of conference and out of your division. So that's different. But also, yeah, easy puff. Jacksonville, their quarterback don't even like to throw. The Texans, what a disaster. And the Titans, do we even have to begin?
Oh, you already know where I stand, so let's move on.
That was a pass, I guess. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no, it's a puff. I said, who's their next comp? The Jags.
Okay, I think this one's interesting. Puff or pass the Broncos as a division winner. We just had a nice little segment on them, a session on them, but yeah, I'm passing mainly because of the Chiefs.
I'm passing. I agree.
Now let's see.
I want a puff. I'm not buying the whole KC resurgence.
Can I ask you? Is that just because you're a hater, or is that are you actually have some evidence?
Let me review the film.
They
real
freed
quick. Hold
Rashid,
on.
Justin. I mean, that was half the battle.
Okay. Yeah. Considering that man probably still needed to rehab anyways with the suspension. I don't know, man. That game in Jacksonville still sticks in my mind of being a complete disaster. I know they righted the ship with Detroit, but that sounds like a case of the AFC bug, if you ask me. Bowing down to the Chiefs.
See, here's my problem with that argument, Justin. You're going to say that one loss tells you the whole story. We're going to get to the NFC, and I think there's going to be a loss or two that's going to be brought up that you're going to fully ignore and not care.
We'll find out about these Chiefs. Obviously not this week with stinky Washington, but they play the Bills, Broncos, and Colts within these next 4 stretch of games. So I think I'm going to pass on this one until I see some more proven data that's not just the Lions.
All right.
So you're puffing on the Broncos.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll puff on the Broncos.
Okay.
All right, let's get to the last mop up the AFC, get to the last division, AFC North. I mean, puff or pass the Steelers, but I kind of want to also say puff or pass the Ravens being one of the 4 worst teams in the conference. Boy, what a disappointment. That's an aside.
Lamar ain't coming back anytime soon, so yes.
The losing that DT was big. Yeah. Ravens. Steelers. God, what a disaster that division is. I guess. God, I don't even want to say that. That old man does not deserve my praise, but whatever. The team gets it.
Quiet as it's kept, no, I'm not even going to. Well,
go for it.
If it was, let's just play a hypothetical world because I guess it's going to be the Steelers by default. If this Flacco resurgence was happening the last month of the season and it was still like it is now where they're 2 games back, would you be so sure to count the Bengals out? But I think Flacco ain't keeping that up the whole season. So,
dude, and it's not even about Flacco. The defense is atrocious. Like I want to take the Bengals.
Flacco was dealing. He was dealing on against the Steelers.
I know.
I just can't trust that to last.
If you're allowing 31 to old fart Rodgers, I mean, what are you allowing to everyone else? How many tight ends touch the ball? Jesus Christ, can the defense defend someone? Jalen Warren ran for 1,000 yards in one game. No, that defense is atrocious. Flacco's going to be fun for as long as it lasts, and I like that old man more than Rodgers, but defense is worse, so I got to go Steelers.
Yeah, no disrespect to Flacco. I kind of think that was more of a Thursday home game advantage than anything else. No disrespect. But so, yeah, I'll puff the Steelers to win it just because.
Hey, all I say is T. Higgins and Chase looked like they've been reborn again.
True. It was a fun watch, I got to admit. All right, let's move on to the NFC West, where the 49ers, even though everyone has a tied record at 5-2, the 49ers are currently division kings. Puffing or passing? I think I'll pass just because I don't like them.
Yeah, I'm passing. I think, honestly, I favor the Rams and Seahawks more than them. I feel like they're third in that division.
Uh,
Injury to Fred Warner also hurts.
Yeah. Also, by the way, I guess if I could be less of a hater, I would just say they're incredibly banged up, and the way the Rams are playing, I mean, I just think they can overtake the 49ers. Seahawks, I don't really trust as much as you do, Rudy, just because I haven't seen them do it. But yeah, I mean, not a bad.
I'll have to pass just because war of attrition is going to eventually catch up. It's been a nice story, and considering that, knock on wood, but uh, if everybody else is going to die, the man that be told to rock the most is due, unfortunately, at some point.
And they do have the easiest schedule, I think. I mean, I'm not looking at it, but I know that's been touted a lot this season. So, Rudy, I forgot. What does that mean to you, or does it mean nothing to you? Because they have a last place
everything
schedule.
to Justin with the Patriots, but
well, that schedule, man, that schedule had me smiling. I'd be if I was a Pats fan.
Schedule.
I mean, bro, it's Washington's schedule.
I'd be over the moon. But yeah, Rudy, I don't even know why you buy the Seahawks, dude. Like, I get the defense.
They're a nice story.
I think they're a case of
defense in that conference. They have more points than anyone else, or in that division. They it's truly not just the defense.
Kudos to them. What I saw last night against a horrid Texans team.
Oh, just the fourth quarter where everyone gave up.
The Texans.
The Texans did nothing for 90% of the game.
The Texans had they didn't do anything for 100% of the game. The Texans had even a glimpse of dude. If we could get the Texans some CPR where we maybe get a little bit of a heartbeat, they could have won that game because the Seahawks just I don't think they know how to kill a game. You got two things working against you, Rudy. You got number one, they can't run the football. My word. Whether it be Charbonnet or Kenneth Walker, they can't run the ball.
I think your bias is because you have Kenneth Walker on your
No. We're not even talking about that. They're not even talking about that. Number two, I think they still have I think Sam Darnold is what he is still. I'm not fooled by the kudos to him. He got that disease under control. But that man still got it in him. Cause he I don't know if you saw the game last night, but boy, he wanted to throw it away big time.
He was itching. All right, Justin, I admitted my bias on the last division of the NFC West, so I'm going to have you admit your bias on this division. In the NFC South, puff or pass the Tampa Bay Bucks as a division.
Yeah, because everybody else stinks, bro.
Okay.
You talking about the Saints, Panthers, or Falcons are going to do anything? No.
Well, funny you should say that because I am passing. I think I've gone on record saying the Falcons can't take the division. I'm gonna
come on, bro.
I took a huge shot last on this Sunday night.
Dude, the 49ers smacked them around.
But now I'm looking at the Carolina Panthers, one game back. So I just
I was going to say, the Falcons lost 30-0 to Carolina.
Well, I just need one of them. So,
you think you believe in the red rifle?
Yeah, sure. Fuck it, why not?
Hey, but Rudy, I'm curious your argument considering that PR man for Mr. Mayfield right here. We still shooting him bail?
Here's my thing: is that my argument's not solely dependent on one man. We're talking about the Panthers, the Falcons, and the Saints. The Buccaneers are just a more complete team at every level of the field. So, yeah, all Baker has to do is just be okay, and that team will win the division. And while you and you will never go with the MVP discussion, you at least know Baker's all right, and that's all you need to be to win that division.
Nah, I let sleeping dogs lie on that. What's the next one?
All right, puff or pass Green Bay Packers as NFC North winners. That's a tough one. I think I'll puff because I said the Lions wouldn't make the playoffs to start the season.
I'm passing.
So I'll puff.
I too will pass. They got a Jordan Love problem.
True. Facts. I mean, let's talk about some of their losses too. Shoot, didn't they lose to the Browns? Let me.
Some of their losses, they have one loss. But yeah.
Hold on, that was off the top of my head. Give me 10 seconds.
They tied with us.
So
they tied us. They beat the Cardinals by 4. The atrocious Cardinals. They're 9 ahead of the Bengals, and they did beat the Lions. But this is the second time I'm taking a team to come back after an early defeat. The Lions are winning that division. The Green Bay Packers, Justin mentioned it right there. Jordan Love is an absolute issue for them. And I'm not buying it, man. I'm not.
All right, and that leaves us the final division, the NFC East. Buffalo are passing the Eagles as a division winner.
Can you ask me my answer after this week?
No, because we have a showdown.
Oh, I'll puff. Unfortunately,
I'm gonna stun y'all here.
Please.
He's gonna say like the Giants or something like that.
I'm gonna stun you even more then.
He's not that foolish.
The Eagles haven't played one game that's impressed me. All tight games and games you expect them to win. They finally started launching it late in the Minnesota game, but truly, I don't believe in them at all. I'm taking the boys at this point.
Hey, Rudy, I like what you puffing over there, bro. Give me some of that. I too will pass on the Eagles, and I'll puff on the Cowboys.
I'm being honest, man. Philly has been an absolute disappointment to me, and it's not even emotional. I think genuinely, when you watch them play, you're like, you know the names, you know the players. You're looking at Saquon Barkley, you're looking at AJ Brown. Devontae Smith got into action this last week, but it does not look like that for the mass majority of the season. And like we told Ian earlier, 1 week doesn't change who you are over the last month. And no, I'm not taking Philly, man.
Considering that they're gonna somehow stumble their way like a drunk into a win,
and they may.
I think they'll stack enough. Just enough.
They will have to, as we've discussed with every other division, they will have to play a first team
First place schedule.
Yeah. So their schedule is automatically going to be harder than ours, of course. As many doubts as I've cast on the Cowboys defense, I have more questions about the Eagles offense, and so no, I'm going the boys insane.
Well, they have somewhat margin for error. They played the Pack and Lions and then the Cowboys in a 3-week stretch, but they get to play the Chargers and Raiders, and then Commanders twice, and then
they do get the Bills, my division winner.
Yeah, but that's like 9 till the end of the season though. So
they have one less loss than us. I mean, it's not like they're up by that much.
Sounding like Ian with the positivity about the defense all of a sudden. I just let me get to 10 wins. That's all I want. Like, I just want a wild card spot.
This is a guy 2 weeks ago who said, "I don't care what the defense does. We're scoring 50."
And have I been wrong?
Well, okay. So then, why are you changing up?
I just don't think that's going to be enough to win a division. I think it gets you a playoff spot. I don't know about winning a division, especially since they get to play the Bears, Raiders, Chargers, and the Giants again, and obviously the Commanders twice.
Yeah.
No way they lose to the Giants again.
Rudy, don't let this man Justin talk.
Look, I'm not switching.
All right, cool.
Discussed earlier, I'm a man who can see both sides of an argument. Doesn't mean I'm invalidating my own opinion here. But as I've said almost every week of the year, Philly are frauds. They're frauds. So, big veto from Wheeze.
All right. Well, speaking of frauds, let's go look at the pick'ems as our current leader is a fraud. Next. Well, fellas, I'm happy to say that the curse that plagued this show the last 2 weeks has been lifted because we were excellent this past week.
Oh, all of us.
Yeah,
I'd be worried there.
all of us. Not only did we do, I guess, over 500, but we also everyone got their field goals in.
Hey.
But there's still a fraud amongst us because Rudy, even though you are the leader, you came in last place with 8 wins, very impressive, and like I said, the field goal, so 11 points total. That's only good enough to get you in third. Your boy finished second with 12 points, and Justin, king of the crop, with 13 points. So that brings the total. Rudy, you're still in the lead by a very thin margin compared to what you had, with 60 total points. Your boy's second with 58, and Justin, you're closing the gap with 56. Rudy, back to you.
All right. Well, I got to make it interesting. I can't, just dominate the whole year. Let's go ahead and look at Thursday. We've got the Vikings traveling to LA, taking on the Chargers, where the Vikings will be a plus 3.5 on the road. I'm going to go ahead and roll with the road team Vikings in that one.
I really don't want to do it, but give me the Chargers.
I think I'll take the Chargers as well.
All right. They're giving me a free one there. Moving on to Sunday. It's not an 8:30 a.m. start. Thank the Lord. We've got the Jets and the Bengals in Cincinnati. Spreading that one is Jets plus 6.5. I don't think it's enough to get over the Joe Flacco hump. Give me the Bengals.
Yeah, give me the Bengals as well.
Yep.
Clean.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
What if Tyrod plays?
Well, that's up to you, bud.
Nah, give me the Bengals.
Okay. The 49ers are coming down to Texas to take on the Texans. Spreading that one is Niners plus 1.5. And I'm rolling with the Niners in that one.
They don't want to give them a bigger spread? Give me the Niners. Goodness.
Yeah, I guess I'll take the Niners.
All right, clean sweep there. Moving on, we've got the Bears traveling up Baltimore, taking on the Ravens, where the Bears will be plus 6.5 in that one. I'm going Bears.
Plus 6.5. Wow. I'll take the Bears.
Let me think. Why am I thinking? Yeah, the Bears.
Had me a little confused there. Did I miss something? Moving on, we've got the Dolphins traveling to Atlanta, taking on the Falcons, where the Dolphins are a plus 7. I'm going with the Falcons in that one.
Yeah, Atlanta. Dude, what a horrible week for football.
True.
What's new, though? What's new with the NFL? I'm sorry.
I mean, luckily these are all noon games, so hopefully there's a better one on. I'll take the Falcons.
Clean sweep there. Moving on, we've got the Bills going to Carolina, taking on the Panthers. Spreading that one is Panthers plus 7.5. I'll be rolling with the Bills in that one.
Yeah, give me Buffalo.
Yep.
All right. Clean sweep there. The Giants are traveling to the city of brotherly love, taking on the Eagles. Spreading that one is Giants plus 7. I don't think it'll be enough. Give me the Eagles.
Bro, are you sure?
Give me the Giants.
They're playing the Giants again?
The cover.
Yeah, 10-20. Wait. Yeah, 10-26.
Yeah, it's
right?
the Giants and the Eagles play this week.
What the heck?
Yeah, I know. I had the same reaction when I saw it too. Actually, drop my kicker out. I don't like those boys, but let me make that my lock.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry, I got really distracted. So, Rudy, who'd you take?
You took the
Filthy.
Eagles.
Jesse, you took the Eagles as well?
I took the
Oh, you took
Giants.
the Giants, and that's your lock?
And I'm kicking the field goal.
All right. And it's +7, right?
That's correct.
Wow. Oof. All right. Yeah, give me Dayball. I'll take the Giants to cover.
The man that should be gone after Sunday.
All right, and moving on, we've got the Browns traveling to Foxborough, taking on the Patriots, where the spread in that one is Browns +7. I am a Mike Vrabel hater. No, I'm not a hater, but I'm going against the Patriots. Give me the Browns to get it done.
Yeah, give me the Browns the cover.
I will take the Pats at home.
All right. To the 3 o'clock slate we go. The Buccaneers will be traveling to New Orleans, taking on the Saints, where the Saints at home will be a +4. Give me Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa Keith.
Yeah, I too will take the Bucks. Yeah.
You know, fellas,
Oh, you son of a bitch!
I'm trotting the kicker out. Send out McLaughlin, whoever their kicker is money. Appreciate the free points. That's my field goal kick of the week.
Dang.
The Titans
No
are in a
citizen.
Go
divisional.
Spencer Rattler, please.
The Titans are in a divisional matchup taking on the Colts in Indy. Spreading that one is Titans +14 points.
Wow.
As massive as that is, give me Daniel Jones and the Colts.
I think I too will go with the Titans.
Yeah. Oh.
How's that I too?
Oh, I'm sorry, the Colts.
Oh, okay. Very confused. Okay. Yeah, I'll take the Colts.
All right. The final 3 o'clock matchup, we've got them boys going to Denver, taking on the Broncos. Spreading that one is Cowboys +3.5. I'm doing what y'all say can't be done. Give me the boys.
I'll take Denver.
I mean, technically, I could take the boys and still be right what I said earlier. So, yeah, I'll take the Cowboys.
All right. Now to Sunday Night Football we go. We've got the battle for Aaron Rodgers as it's the Packers traveling to Pittsburgh, taking on the Steelers, where the spread on that one is Steelers +3. Go Pack, go for me.
You know what? Just for the hate watch, I'll take the Steelers.
You love the Steelers, dog. You love Aaron
No,
Rodgers.
no. I don't like the Packers. That's why I said I'll take.
All right.
I don't like the Steelers. I like Aaron Rodgers
Oh,
and Ramsey.
Oh, all right.
I'll take the Packers.
All right. And lastly, Monday Night Football, we've got the Commanders taking on the Chiefs
Jesus.
in the Commander and Chiefs Bowl. Spreading that one is Commanders +10.5.
What the hell?
Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, especially if no Jaden Daniels, give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'll take the Chiefs as well.
Clean sweep there. All right. Well, I'm sure I gained a game or two in that one. So, yep.
So, yep. Well, I still got to kick my field goal. And holy cow, Jesus, little piece. I should have done this earlier. Wait, you said the Bears was +6.5?
Clock sticking, bud. Bears in that one. Yes, +6.5 against the Ravens.
Jeez. All right. I guess I'll go Bears.
That's fair kick. I definitely consider that one fair kick.
Well, if you want to trade, let me know.
Nope. All right. I think that wraps up the pick'em segment.
Anything else?
People learn your lines as we exit out the the show. Let's get the fuck out of here.